Hello friends, in this video tutorial, we will learn how to update or edit MySQL Table Data under Laravel 9 framework. In previous part, we have already learned how to retrieve data from MySQL table and display on the web page in HTML format under Laravel 9 CRUD application. Currently, we have built CRUD application using Laravel 9 framework. And here, we have proceed for how to edit or update existing MySQL table data under this Laravel 9 CRUD application. Now let's start discussing this topic. So first we need to create edit button in each of data. So for this, we have goes to index.blade.php file. And here, we have to write anchor tag with href attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write root function with two parameter. In first parameter, we have to write students.edit method. And in second parameter, we have to write $row variable with it table column name. After this, we have to write class attribute is equal to button, button warning, and button small class. And in anchor text, we have to write edit, so this code will create dynamic edit button in each row of data. Now we have goes to student controller, and under this, we have goes to edit method. And under this method, we have to write return statement with view method with two argument. And in first argument, we have to write edit, and in second argument, we have to write PHP compact function with student variable. So here, this edit method has fetch single student data based on value of it, which we have been passed under root function, and that student data we can fetch at edit blade file by using this student variable. Now we have to open edit blade file, and under this file, first we want to extend master template blade file. So for this, here we have to write @extends directive with file name master. Now we want to display content with master template, so for this, here we have to write @section directive with content. And first we have to close this section by using @end section directive with name content. And between this section directive, we have to paste this HTML code. Now we want to create form for edit student data. So for this, we have goes to create blade file, and here, we have copy this form code. And goes to edit blade file, and here we have paste this form code. Now under this form, we have goes into action attribute, and here in root function, we have change store method with update method, and then after, we have add another parameter, like student variable with it table column name. So now, when we have submit form, then it will send form data to update method. After this, here we have to write method directive with put method. So here, we have used put method for update resource available on the server. Now we want to fill student name text box with value, so here we have to write Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $student variable with student name table column. After this, we want to fill student email text box with data, so here, we have to write Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $student variable with student email table column name. Now we want to select student gender data, so for this, we have goes to JavaScript code. And here, we have to write document.getElementsByName method. And under this, we have to write select field name student gender with 0 index. And after this, we have to write value is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $students variable with student gender. So this code will set student gender value on the select box. After this, we want to display student image from public directory images folder. So here, we have to write image tag with source is equal to Laravel expression. And then under this, we have to write asset function, and under this function, we have to write images folder / and after this, we have to append student image name. By writing $student variable with student image table column name. So this code will make complete path for display student image under edit form. After this, we want to store student image name under hidden field, so here, we have to write input type is equal to hidden, and name is equal to hidden student image. And after this, we have to write value attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $student variable with student image table column name. After this, we want to store student id under hidden field. So here, we have to write input type is equal to hidden, and name is equal to hidden id. After this, we have to write value attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $student variable with id table column name. So here, our edit form is ready, with filled edit form with data. Now we have goes to student controller update method. And under this method, first we want to validate student form data. So for this, here we have to write request variable with validate function. Under this function, we have to define different validation rules for different form field in an array format. So first we want to validate student name field data, so in key we have to write student name, and in value, we have to write validation rules like required. So this rules will check this form field value as required for submit form data. Now we want to validate student email field, so for this, here in key, we have to write student email, and in value, we have to write validation rules like required and email. So this validation rules will check the student email field value as required, and that value must be valid email. After this, we want to validate student image data, so for this, in the key, we have to write student image, and in value, we have to write validation rules like image, valid image extension, image size and image dimension. So after define different validation rules, it will check selected file must be image. And that image have valid image extension, and after this, it will check image size, and that must be less than 2 MB. After this, it will check image dimension like image width must be minimum 100 pixel. And image height must be minimum 100 pixel, and after this, it will check image maximum width must be 1000 pixel, and image maximum height must be 1000 pixel. So this all validation, it will check before upload image, and update form data into MySQL database. If there is no any validation error has been generated, then it will proceed for update form data. So first, we want to store student image name under local variable. So here, we have to write $student image variable is equal to $request variable with hidden student image name. After this, we want to check user has select student image or not. So here we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write $request variable with student image variable value is not equal to blank. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and it will upload student image. Now for upload image, so first we want to rename student image, so for this, here we have to write $student image variable is equal to PHP time function. After this, for get image extension, here we have to write request function with student image variable with get client original extension function. So this code will generate new image name before uploading of image. Now for upload image, here we have to write request function with student image variable. And after this, we have to write move function with 2 parameter. In first parameter, we have to write public path function with images folder name. And in second parameter, we have to write $student image variable. So this code will upload student image under public directory, images folder. Now for update student data, so first we want to fetch single student data, and store under object. So here, we have to write $student variable is equal to student model class with find method, and under this, we have to write $request variable with hidden id variable, so it will fetch single student data, and store under this $student variable. Now we want to overwrite student name data, so here we have to write $student variable with student name table column is equal to $request variable with student name input field name. After this, we want to overwrite student email data, so here, we have to write $student variable with student email table column name is equal to $request variable with student email input field name. After this, we want to overwrite student gender data, so here, we have to write $student object with student gender table column name is equal to $request variable with student gender input field name. And lastly, we want to overwrite student image data, so here we have to write $student object with student image table column is equal to $student image variable, so here, we have to overwrite all student field data. Now want to update in MySQL table, so here we have to write $student variable with save method. So this method will update student data under MySQL table. After update student data, now for redirect web page, and display list of students data, in HTML table format with success message. So here, we have to write return statement with redirect function. And after this, we have to write root function, and under this, we have to write students.index method, so it will redirect to this method, and now for display success message. Here we have to write with function with two parameter. And in first parameter, we have to write success variable name. And in second parameter, we have to write message like student data has been updated successfully. So here our code is ready. Now we have to check output in the browser. Friends, here first we have to refresh web page. And after refresh of web page, here we can see that edit button has been created in each row of data. Now we want to change this row of student data, so we have to click on edit button. So in another web page, here we can see that student edit form has been loaded with filled form data. Now we have changed name details, and after this, we have to click on edit button. And after click on edit button, here we can see that success message has been displayed. And under HTML table, we can see that student name data has been changed. Now we want to change this student image, so we have to click on edit button. So here, we can see that student edit form has been loaded in the browser. Now we have click on file tag, and select student image from local computer. And after selecting image, we have to click on the edit button. And after click on edit button, here we can see that student image has been changed. Which we can see here, on the web page, in the list of student data. So in this part, we have learned how to edit or update MySQL data under Laravel 9 CRUD application, and in next part, we will learn how to delete or remove data from MySQL table under Laravel 9 framework.